Just to give you an example, my wife and I submitted our U.S. citizenship application on the same day within an hour. And as part of my application, I submitted my Aboriginal certification for Canada and all the paperwork. This was April of 2022. I got my American citizen November 19th of 2022. Do the math. That's less than a year. My wife has been at it. She's still waiting. They're telling her it's another 6 to 7 months. So, and the average for getting your American citizenship is usually between 18 months to 24 months. Why? If you've been living in a, my question I would ask, and I'm going to be meeting with, interestingly, my favorite senator, Mr. Ossoff, and ask him the question, why? I mean, you got a green card, so you've already passed a lot of the immigration issues when you got a green card. They validate you, they validate your family, you go through your background check, they know what country you're from, you know where you live for the 10 years you had your green card, they know what you've done in this country, they know if you broke the law, they know how many children you have, and they know where you lived. What else do you need to research in order for me to become an American citizen? There's absolutely nothing I can think of.
So you're why take it to the choir?
Yeah, I know, but you got listeners out there that they are American, and they need to know that this system is broken. We need to fix something, and they got to stop. I'll put my pet peeve on the table. I don't know why we spend so much time in politics pointing fingers and accusing each other of nonsense rather than concentrating on fixing the country properly. I don't care about Trump. He's out. He's gone. But DeSantis there, there's other people. So forget, the more you put people in the news, the more it gets to the forefront and the more time we waste. So take it out of and start concentrating on how do we minimize our tax? How do we make sure the infrastructure is correct? How do I make sure that my children are getting the education that I'm paying for, rather than trying to tell me what you're forcing my kids to learn?
This is seriously thought-provoking stuff.
Well, we have to. Otherwise, we're wasting. And until people start thinking those type of questions out loud and start thinking about, so what do I need to do to get that? Who is going to represent my view in the Senate and in Congress that's going to allow me to move the yardstick on some of the issues I have? And I bet you I'm not the only one. My dad used to say numerous times, the few manage the many. You know what I mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the few manage the many, which means you make the most noise and you manage the world. When you got 10% of the population of the United States dictates to the government and they whine and complain about doing something and they get it done, and the other 90% has to put up with it and shut up, there's a problem.